on the road.
Last race.
All right, guys, we're live. Go ahead and keep talking. We're waiting for Troy Trulio to show up at our show here. So you can go ahead and talk. Just keep the language to PG-13. That's all we ask.
PG-13?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what words you can say with PG-13. But
yeah.
The boss gets kind of upset. So
we have a boss?
Yeah, we kind of do. We got for everybody. We're waiting for Troy Trulio to show up. He got stuck in Watkins Glen traffic, which I guess about 8 o'clock in the evening is pretty tough.
What?
Yeah.
What traffic?
So who is your boss? Probably isn't like Doc your boss being on the board?
No, Doc is not my boss.
There he is.
My boss. You can hear us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Troy Trulio just showed up. We're searching for the child seat for him.
Yes.
So we'll put Elon. We'll put you between Elon and Will.
Okay.
Come
on in.
Because we care.
All right.
Yeah.
You get the rolly one.
Yeah, get some cookies.
We got cookies.
Oh, good.
We got some water.
Yeah,
we got some water back there. These guys brought beer.
Actually, I'm not driving this weekend. No?
Unlike the BMW guy, I brought beer for you.
Hey, you
Oh, thank you, but I don't drink.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
All right, let's start this off. So, guys, my name's Bill Strong. I'm marketing and media director and the guy that does all the artwork for ChampCar. Paulie Veltum, he's our engineer.
I think I'm actually on a live show right now.
Kind of, sort of.
Brian Tuttle, Will Guano. He's on it. His mom called him, so he has to take his phone call.
On TV.
We got Troy Trulio down there and Elon Gorin. So we're going to start here. We're going to start with Paul. We're going to talk about what you guys do. The questions I want to ask you, or what I want you to answer is, tell us your name, what do you do for a living, and what else? And how long have you been racing? Go ahead, Paul.
Oh, Paul Veltum. What do I do for a living? Well, the fun stuff I do is work for ChampCar. I'm also an IT guy, and I've been racing quite a few years. Since I was 18, we'll put it that way.
Was that 2 years now?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You're like almost 50 now, aren't you?
Yeah, actually.
I think he is 50. No, how old are you?
I happen to be 50.
Yeah, that's right. 50.
Yeah.
He looks young with that ball cap on and stuff. So, but yeah, you've raced open wheels. You've raced all kinds of different types of cars. With your dad's a racer too, right?
Yeah. My dad started it back in the 70s when I was a kid, and so I was exposed to that growing up. And we did a lot of SCCA racing back in the day, and then I started when I was about 18, and then eventually ChampCar came along, and doing that now. So that's
we
a lot
have a
of
heck
fun.
of an echo with your phone on, by the way.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Well,
So when you hit 50, you don't hear things very well.
I guess not.
What did you say, Bill?
And we have Doc Waldrop is on the phone from somewhere in Atlanta because that's what he does.
I'm sitting on Lake Hartwell right now.
Yeah, well, you don't tell us where you're sitting, please.
Thanks.
And we got Brian Tuttle. Brian, tell us about yourself. No, we got a microphone there that works.
Oh, okay. We didn't need that.
Basically, I'm a land developer, a land investor. I buy and sell land. I do difficult deals, which is land that is undervalued or underzoned. And for fun, I race ChampCar series. My racing experience was in 2005. I did a big deal, or 2004, and made a bunch of money, and I said, I want to go racing. So I called Peter Barron and Bill Riley, and I bought a Daytona prototype.
But you just want to go racing.
I just want to go racing. So they go, if you want to go racing, this is the car to buy.
Okay.
About $700,000 later, I own a prototype. So the first race I do ever was the a Daytona. In the old days, IMSA used to do a Daytona race.
Right.
Yeah, the support.
The support race for
They
so
still do
Wednesday
it.
night before the big Daytona race, we're going to do a Daytona race, and I tested a few times, and my co-driver was Kyle Petty.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So Kyle gets out and he goes in the car and does the hour. They're 2 hours and 45-minute races. So Kyle does his hour and 15 minutes, and they go, okay, Brian, get ready. And I'm like, this is fun just being here. It's the cars are fast. I'm like, I don't need to get in the car. Everyone's like, no, you got to get in the car. I'm like, no, it's okay. They're really fast, and it's dark out there. I don't really want to go. And Peter goes, no, Brian, Peter Barron, you got to get in the fucking car. I'm like, I'm not getting in the fucking car. He goes, no, you got to get in the fucking car. So they bring the car in, and I get in the car, and I go out, and I'm scared to death. But it was fun. I was like 10 seconds off the pace. It was really
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was really embarrassing.
From a pro driver.
But I did that thing, and man, I just fell in love. And then I did prototypes for a couple years, and I loved it. And then we had the Great Depression.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys know it, but if you owned land in the Great Depression, life was not very nice to you.
Right.
So after losing about $50 or $60 million, we just had to rebuild. And then by then my son and my daughter got older, they married, and so we decided, let's go racing as a family. And so rather than kill them in a prototype, I decided, let's put them out there and get some training, and that's why we came to ChampCar.
Right.
And we love it. And now they can beat me. I mean, originally it was embarrassing. now it's embarrassing the other way. So that's my story. And I love it. I love racing. I love my kids. We have so much fun. And,
Yeah.
we love it.
Cool. Will?
Yes, I'm Will Garino. For a living, I'm an engineer working for one of the big three, doing research and development, mostly driveline stuff, but it's some cool stuff, torque vectoring systems, things like that. Get to do a lot of new technology development, a little bit of test driving. My boss handed me the keys to a Focus RS a couple weeks ago and said, I need you to take this thing out and record data while you go drift it. I'm like,
Nice.
all right.
So Focus RS, that means you work for Ford?
Sure.
He said the big three. Nissan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Tesla.
Yeah, we don't want to bring that in. One of my friends got a phone call from the big guy from Tesla the other night, Jake Fisher from Consumer Reports. Yeah, he reported about the brake system.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they talked on the phone. It's like,
Really?
oh, yeah. He's really serious about how Tesla's perceived out there and how their products work. So.
Well, if you build crap and give it to consumer reports.
Now there is a true big three revision. Right? There's a guy that thinks Elon doesn't know.
Their powertrain system in the Model 3 is very well engineered. It's gorgeous. I'm a big fan.
You are an
I'm a
engineer,
big fan
aren't
of
you?
that system. The rest of the car, I don't know. Apparently, the braking system not so much.
Yeah. Well, they can do a firmware. They can do over-the-air firmare adjustments on it, so which is kind of cool.
So tell us about your 213 last year.
Wait, just wait. We'll get there.
Troy Trulio. Let's see. My regular job is an insurance agent. So the good old boring, and then I come here and supplement that with this. Started racing as a kid doing motorcycles, motocross. Did that for like 10 years and had enough crashes and enough concussions and a couple of back surgeries now. So now I'm like, all right, still want to race. So then I did car racing, and I started out with Bill Strong. Me and Bill were on a team together.
Really?
Yep. We started on a team together, and then Bill made a faux pas.
I made a faux pas.
So I go to Bill's house and work on his car with him, and I'm like, co-owner, I'm gonna go down there and doing all this work on him, and he sends out his list. He's like, hey, I want to do Sebring. He sends out an email list, and I'm like, oh. And then I'm at work. Some of us actually have to work. But some of us don't just sit on a computer at Virginia, working, just playing on.
Oh, wait, I'm retired now.
Anyway, so you could say that, doing whatever. So I get home, because I work evenings, and I said, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to do it. He says, oh, sorry, other people already replied, and you don't have a spot.
Oh, man.
I'm like, dude, I helped you build the car. What the hell? I said, fine, I'm building my own car.
So you did. So I am the fault for the V6 MR2.
Yes, and I'm like, I'm gonna build a car faster than yours, damn it. so I went and bought an MR2, and
so tell them what happened the first race. This is the race that we all went down to.
Oh yeah. So I bought an MR2, and then I bought a Camry from an insurance auction that nobody wanted because it was a biohazard car because it had all the blood and stuff inside, which I didn't care about the inside. I wanted the engine. So I got it for like $250 for the whole car with the engine and everything. And that's how the biohazard name came. I'm like, well, it's a biohazard. Let's just use that name. So I went down and raced Bill, and we raced for 3 laps.
We didn't race you. I don't.
No, you didn't race. Well, we raced, but you crashed and killed your car.
No. You only lasted what, a lap?
I let 3 laps.
3 laps.
3 laps, and we blew up on the right turn because we didn't have an AccuSump, and you need an AccuSump.
So what did Bill tell you to put in the car?
He said baffle the pan, which so we don't listen to Bill, and so then we just kept on going and going, and
now we have sister
like
cars.
8 years,
and
we're working on finishing up our second car.
Yeah, we're also
Another
fixing
one?
up our second car.
Yeah, another Biohazard 2.0.
Nice. Same chassis.
Yeah.
Same car. It's just
It's more wickeder.
interesting.
Refer to Brian's ex racing series that he ran in. It's sort of like that.
Oh, okay.
Like, GTP, IndyCar.
It's just a lot light. It's gonna be like the extreme version of lightness.
Yeah.
So it's really, really light. Like everything, like you take the chassis, if you started from nothing and you
Chassis's
said
gone now. I just put the case.
basically
ride the motor.
well, like I had the 2 cars sitting next to each other, and I actually took a Sharpie, and I'm like, what do I need? The cages. Do I need this part? I'm looking over at the other car. Nope, don't Sharpie that out. Cut it out. I had like a garbage can full of like all the metal off of it.
And it's heavy. Toyota uses a lot of super steel.
Well, I started out
super dense.
Like I wound up being 150 pounds lighter than the chassis by itself when I was done with the cage installed.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, this is good. This is good. This is good. So hopefully it'll be a lot easier on parts stuff. But I'm using a smaller motor.
Yeah.
So
you're lighter.
Yeah.
Well, no, just because I know the points are coming, so I'm anticipating that.
I hear they finally are fixing your points on that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So ludicrous speed was 6 seconds faster than us at Road America last weekend, and that was on a fresh-built limit of the rules M20.
Yeah, but they're really good drivers, though.
Yeah, but they live 20 minutes from there. They know the track. It's not just that.
Well, you know our drivers.
Wah.
6 seconds?
They were 6 seconds
Yeah,
faster
where?
than us at Road America.
You guys are slow.
Wow.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, those MR2s.
I think people are starting to
they're
sandbag when the
more
MR2s enter.
What?
I think people are sandbagging when the MR2s enter a race. So the MR2s look really
I think
bad.
that There's some validity in there. I'm sure. I haven't been on the forum in a while. Like, I refuse to go on there anymore because it's so negative. But
It is.
But I know.
We'll get to that in a few minutes. Elon, tell us about yourself.
Okay, I was about to go on a tangent.
They want that for later.
Oh yeah. There's a lot
The
on
next
that.
question.
Oh yeah.
Is anything good on there recently?
I haven't been on it since January.
Okay.
I refuse.
Elon Gorin, e-racing, medical background, right now racing full time.
Like a doctor?
Like a physician.
EMT paramedic.
Okay.
Okay.
You race full time.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Life doesn't suck.
He does arrive and drives, right?
That too, yeah.
I
Oh,
have
so
any cards
you rent seats.
I rent seats, I do track support, I do transport,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
just different aspects. I've just discovered racing 7 years ago. I mean, I've always been a fan of racing, but never knew how to get to the track. And through go-karts, just got to ChampCar and never looked back. 7 years. ChampCar.
Well, now it's ChampCar, but I think a lot of people actually got that start. They really, to join the. Now you've done the SCCA thing. You've done IMSA stuff.
I have not done the SCCA.
No, but he's done
You
SCCA.
skipped all that.
It's
Many.
for me. It was always, how do I get into this? And
Yes.
it's doctor's notes and all this stuff, and it was just a real pain in the ass to do it. And when actually it was 24 Hours of Lemons, or Troy and I started, and it was just like bring a car and go racing, and that's what we did, and we just went from there and just exploded.
And Champ has proven that that's a winning formula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
120, how many cars?
I don't know. It was like 100. It might be 107 cars.
7 cars.
weekend.
Well,
So
they had
We had
120.
two. We had two fail, and they blew up.
So, but I thought they
Yeah.
had 120 registered.
No,
No, that was Daytona.
yeah. Daytona had 120. This one had 107, and I
107
think,
on this track is a lot.
yeah. So we actually some
Yeah,
of us,
AER had like
Usually
50
this-
cars.
yeah.
Usually Watkins Glen is like the national championship, basically is how I see it. Because
Yeah.
every fast team shows up. There's not a fast team
Speaking
that
of
doesn't.
fasting, where's Huggy? Never talk to him about why he's not here.
I think he won
Maybe he's
so
scared.
much.
Is he,
I
are you
think so.
scared,
He
Huggy?
won so much
Are you
that he
scared?
doesn't want
Trying to
people to
preserve the
think
car
that he's
for his
dead.
NCM, so it doesn't say.
Oh,
They did
well,
That's
hey,
smart, though.
that's
Hey,
smart.
I'm going to NCM.
I'm not.
What?
I couldn't get drivers. Nobody wanted to drive.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's,
wants to
Why
drive
would
your
you
car
play
to
a
NCM?
national championship
Tell
at
me
a
what. My
shitty
drivers
course
do want
like
to drive. They have other
NCM?
things going on.
I will sign
It's a
you
nice
up drivers
course.
for that.
It's not Watkins Glen. It's not Daytona.
there's
it's
a-
not Barber. I
There's
mean,
a-
it's a shitty course.
There's a problem with putting it up here
What is
because you
NCM?
No.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. I like it.
I love that.
yeah, NCM's a nice
not
course
bad.
because I've won that
All
track.
right.
So Brian, if I can
How'd
win
you win
there,
that track?
you can win there.
How'd you win there,
It isn't
Bill?
a point.
I won because we outsmarted everybody else.
Really?
Yes.
I thought you had a really fast driver there.
Well, wait, no, you weren't faster than me.
People. Look, sometimes people forget.
Let's not
that
talk about the past and talk about the future.
People race for the name of the course a
Yes,
lot of
yeah,
times.
Yeah.
There's
You guys
bucket list
missed
tracks.
the
Yeah,
name
yeah.
is everything.
Daytona is the name one.
The
and
Daytona,
it's the most
Watkins
boring
Glen,
track.
It's
I did
Mid
it in 2 hours
Ohio,
from there.
Barber.
Mid-Ohio
Yeah,
is-
Barber.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
Mid-Ohio.
an awesome
And
track.
I'm gonna say it right here.
Champ Car
I
in
am
Ohio. Let's talk about that.
disappointed.
Let's go back to Mid-Ohio.
I am disappointed
Yeah, I
in
wanna go.
IMSA, and I'm disappointed in ChampCar that they wouldn't ball up and pay the fee to go to COTA. I'm going to go run it in World Endurance, but COTA is an F1 track.
Yeah.
And you pay to race the
Well,
best
let
of
me-
the best
let
of
me
the best.
tell you- let me tell
I mean,
you-
I get a private bathroom there.
Yeah.
Cover the-
Hey,
I'll
there's
throw
a shower over
cover
there
the
too,
cost
by
of
the
the
way.
loss.
If you
I know
cover,
I want to
Cover the
go.
cost of the loss. It's all good.
yeah, we had a big loss last year, so we
Hey,
couldn't cover that
if you're going to
again.
run with the big boys, it's
We
part
may
of the
go back.
game.
We may go back, but we had decreasing numbers.
You're going to make so much money here.
You just
make
wanna win.
money at Daytona.
You just want to win at a big track like COTA.
And I just want to win.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be clear. Let's be real clear. I feel like a bridesmaid.
Tell us about
Just one race. We
Sebring.
talked
Tell us about
about
Sebring.
Sebring was what?
Well, I just want to say thank you to Sebring because
I
after
know.
that race, I became number 2 as the
Yeah.
most hated person on the internet. You tipped my spot. So I just like all the MR2 hate went away for about 2 weeks. They thought about it. They're like, oh, tunnel, huh? And I'm like, awesome.
I'm gonna say the way it is, and we all know it. if you ain't trying, you ain't racing. And the reason we hire tech people is to keep us in line. And that's the way the world goes. You know, you run and you get a little out of line and they bump you back in and you get in line, and that's what it's all about. And shit happens and you move forward.
I 100% agree with that. There's like 7 people on the message board that don't.
And they do 99% of the posts.
Are they messaging on this right now?
I'm waiting for them to pop on.
Listen, I gotta wear that as a badge of honor. You know, if you can't get disqualified at one race, you ain't trying hard enough, right? If you can't go in and somebody says, "That's enough, you're out of here." Okay,
My favorite.
I know the limit.
You know the limit now.
I take pride getting rules written about me. So when I used to start racing in Formula, if I didn't get at the very least a rule written for the car that I was on the team with, if not a rule written for me, I was upset about it.
Bill Strong
I have a rule. I have a rule.
The Bill Strong rule.
Transmission rule.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have at least 2 current rules in Formula SE that they're still going. I think I might have some in ChampCar. I know I've certainly moved the values on Aero a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
But
you
everyone
and
acts
Troy.
like everyone
Trying to
acts
put
like
something else.
Listen, I call shops to get transmissions rebuilt, and I'm not going to name any team names.
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, we do so and so's transmission," but I never use my name. You know, I call them up and I go, "Hey, I'm Bob Smith from Joe Blow Racing, and I'm having problems with this transmission." They go, "Oh, we're doing that for so and so at ChampCar, and this is what you got to do. You got to run a couple lines from the transmission back into the thing and put a cooler that nobody will see."
Yo.
We do that for 3 cars. I'm like, okay.
Never thought of that. That's interesting. Okay.
I'm just saying that everybody out here.
I've never thought of that one. I'm not racing right now, by the way.
When are you racing, Bill?
He doesn't anymore.
Right?
I can't.
I haven't seen the yellow car in years now.
If you look at my backyard, it's under a cover. You probably see it on
It's
Google
rusting
Earth.
away.
What about the Opal?
The Opal's in the shop. That we actually worked on that a couple of weeks ago. That's working better. We need to test drive it. Yeah, we actually talked about maybe racing the Opal at Gingerman. So
Nice.
That might be a good track for us.
do that.
So
Yeah.
you had said
good trick.
you wanted the idea. What do you guys think about this? He had threw up this idea on me. He says we should have one day of our regular ChampCar racing, and then we should have one day of ET Unlimited racing.
well,
Where
there'd be a
everyone
limit.
could-
So we thought.
ET Limited.
Well, yeah,
type.
we call it ChampCar Pro.
ChampCar Pro. He threw that idea on. I thought that was so cool.
I like it. I'll race the first day with my car, and then I'll do it the second day with my
EC
car
Unlimited.
again.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we're talking
I'll
about
race
like
both days, same car.
we would say instead of having a 500-point rule, it'd be like 750 or 1,000 points.
Yeah,
Something
there'd be
like
a
that.
1,000-point rule
Yeah.
for a different level.
You could put more.
1,000 points. Watch what happens.
1,000 points, I'd go broke.
Yeah, right?
well,
But
there's the
the only
problem.
problem is you use the
No, if I
multiplier
wanted
for the
1,000
horse,
points,
the
I'd go
swap
race
calculator.
PT1
You go up
in WRL or
to 12
something.
horsepower, it goes to 1,000 points anyway.
No, but you basically the idea is to run more of what do you call that? Just allow you to more open suspension. Say adjustable
Springs
struts,
and shocks and
that kind of stuff.
Wouldn't that be a cool?
Yeah, well,
No,
we don't know. I mean, it was sort of ideas we're throwing around because we don't want people to go broke. We want them to sort of race the cars. It's more for the more experienced drivers. There wouldn't be rookies out there, and they'd be shorter races.
and
Yeah,
it
but
wouldn't be as many.
How would you govern
What's
that
the
no
point of that
rookies?
over doing like NASA
How would I govern
TT or
what?
something?
No rookies, because if you're doing something like that, you need. I
Well,
mean,
it'd be 2 drivers, 2 or 3 drivers, and that's it. So
Just go
Well,
race
X amount
SCCA or
of
NASA.
races.
yeah.
The races aren't long enough, and they don't go to these cool tracks.
Yeah, and we do like
And by the way, have
the
you been
idea-
to an SCCA race?
Yeah.
It looks like a convention of newlyweds.
Yeah.
Everyone there is incredibly old.
yeah.
And you come to these races, and there's all the. You know what I love? You go out there, and there's all these 25-year-old guys, and they got together and they built this real piece of shit car, and it's going to last 8 laps.
And then, well, they think it's the be-all, end-all, which is awesome.
And you love it. You love their emotion
Yeah.
and their excitement.
Well, I mean,
You
like,
can afford it.
well,
I can't afford it, but it's so great.
when we went racing for the first time, we thought we were going to kick ass with our little white Toyota MR2 with the
And we got
2.2
like
liter.
40th out of 80.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Reality.
Yeah, we suck. And not only that, we suck at driving. So that was the worst part.
We didn't think we sucked at driving, but now we look back and we're like, wow,
Yeah, we suck
really
at driving.
terrible.
Yeah.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
are we terrible.
I'm really
Well, that's
glad
what's
I
nice
don't
that
have
ChampCar
data on my
lets
first
you
season.
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah.
master your skills
Yeah.
in
This
all
model
different tracks.
works the way it works
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, I always sit back and I think about that. I don't think they need a lot of changes. I mean, clearly they need to give a point discount to front-wheel drive cars. Other than
I don't know. Well, let me tell you, your car had FTD today.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
We were just talking about
See,
it.
I didn't put my transponder.
That's not the point.
Discount.
so much for my plan of the front-wheel drive
I had a
discount.
transponder.
So, Doc, do you have any questions for these guys?
I forgot to register.
Yeah, not really. I'm just enjoying the bantering, as it were. So, I've never been to Watkins Glen. I'm sorry I'm not there. But what makes Watkins Glen so fantastic? Is it the history? Is it the track itself? Or a whole combination of things?
So the track itself, and it's really
I
pretty.
personally could care less about history of the track. I just want to
Yeah.
go drive the track, and the
Yeah.
track is fun.
Well, it's nice
Up
to
the
be
last
a
is
track
3,
that
4, 5,
F1, you
up,
know, used
wide
to
open,
race.
the boot, the laces.
It's all
I
good.
want to.
Yeah.
I want to be able to say I raced
Indy.
every named track in the world.
Having a
someday.
turn where the fast line is a 4-wheel skid up onto the curb right against a wall. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bus stop was totally different
So they
than Daytona.
like the
Yeah.
course. I like
Totally
the
different.
name. How come ChampCar isn't at Indy?
Nobody's at Indy.
Nobody's at Indy. It's limited to SCCA right now. They're the test. If
For a couple of
it
years.
yeah, for a couple of years. If it works, we've got people that are working on it.
Because I want to do
Well,
name tracks. Like this year we're going to Coda,
Nice.
with World, and then we're going to go to Laguna.
Laguna is awesome.
And
Are you
so
going?
I've done Laguna in a damn
I'm glad you're
prototype.
going to Laguna.
Are you going?
Actually,
Oh yeah, with my new car.
Oh yeah, I've heard about your new
Yeah,
car.
new car's going. Yeah. We're taking the drive out. We're doing Laguna and Sonoma. I'm gonna leave the truck and trailer and fly
Oh, wow.
back.
Nice.
That was the only way I could make it work, and I'm
Are
like,
you
it's
gonna
only 2
survive
months.
waiting between?
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, we'll hope.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it's well the driving out. The
Oh,
fuel
yeah.
alone's $2,000.
Yeah.
Just to drive there and back, and I'm like, okay,
We did it on $1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, you drive a Ford. I'm sorry.
yeah, sure you do. You need to do it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
But
think
it's,
they're gonna
I don't
get
have
a
money.
Tesla,
I got to
right?
do everything as cheap as possible. I have no money. I'm on nubs every race.
He's getting a Tesla truck.
Tesla truck.
Nice.
Oh, the big one.
It only take you 7 weeks to get there because you have to
Yeah,
stop
just
all
keep
the
stopping
time.
to
recharge.
recharge.
All right, so everybody at this desk, with the exception of Paulie, runs Aero. Is that the be-all, end-all in ChampCar right now?
No, it certainly helps.
For me, it
I think
is.
most people are doing aero wrong anyway. So when you walk
Yes.
around the pitch, you're like, okay, they think they're working there. The air is diffused. No,
I've
that's
seen
terrible.
a lot of wings walking around the paddock that aren't doing a whole
Oh,
lot.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of attempts at
And-
aero.
and splitters and
very
stuff, they
few
kinda work, but not
well-executed
really.
aero.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, your splitter is 12 inches off the pavement. Good job.
Yeah. Splitters with angle of attack the wrong direction, wings with no end plates, wings
I
that
got-
are mounted to stuff that can't
I
take a
got
load.
Yeah, no end
Five-
plate. That means you're only working on the center half.
I've
I can
seen
name 5 things that make,
diffusers that are,
in our opinion, all the difference in the world.
Spoilers are like straight up, 3 feet tall.
All right, what are those 5 things, Brian?
Well, one of those BMWs today, the wing, as they were going by, it was just
I
like,
saw that one! I saw it!
He gets more air.
just moving
saw
all
that.
over. Nothing is so big. Yeah.
I saw that car.
Well, our arrow is working not because we think it works. We had a nice gentleman drive our car, and he Randy was in our car at Sebring, and
Oh, yeah.
he said that the arrow is definitely working.
Yeah, Randy said my arrow's working too. But the funny thing is, I took the arrow off and tested.
The
Our
same
car
way.
is faster without arrow.
Without,
But
whoa, the
it's
drag.
a handful. Like you wouldn't do
Whoa,
a
but
12-hour
yeah.
race. It's more to make it stable and safer for
Yeah, yeah.
drivers.
Yeah.
I don't know
At
about this
Laguna-
track, but at least like Gingerman, for example, our arrows were somewhere between 3 and 4 seconds.
Your car
Really?
was so his car. You could see the difference between his car and a lot of cars at Gingerman, but you're
Yeah.
really gonna
I mean,
you're gonna really
measured
hate the Opal.
downforce before.
Yeah, but you guys drive it.
because just watching the deflection of all the mounting and being able to like set sandbags on and go, oh wow, that's a lot. Like the whole suspension.
At
squats, the
Gingerman,
whole
at
thing.
Gingerman, you just really have to look out for that Opal. It's really slow. So-
Really slow. It's not just in Ginger.
No, I was gonna say it was really bad at
At Sebring, oh my God, I almost hit it once.
When you get
We
the
could only do
big
4,000 RPM.
Oh yeah, you
That's all we
did. You
did.
did. You did.
We had a carburation issue. We had actually more air going in than fuel. So we had a lot. It was an old car, but needed rebuilt. But we didn't.
So what? How many points for a swap does an Opal have? What's its power limit?
160 horsepower.
Oh, put an M20 in it. Great
Yeah.
engine.
Yeah, we thought about it, but it's a class. It's a
Not
73.
another BMW. There's too many BMWs.
So I have. So this is the cars I have.
I told him to put a Miata drivetrain in.
Yeah, the Miata would work too, but it's a classic
engine
car.
power.
We kind of want to race it in the HSCS SVRA stuff or whatever
Yeah.
they call it.
HSR.
Yeah, whatever. They're different all over, but the historic cars. We
I mean,
wanna
it's
attempt
nice.
to-
You go out for like 7 laps, 6 laps, you know.
Yeah, but you're
It's
racing
awesome.
against cars that are kind of like you're
Oh, amazing!
slow.
We
Yeah.
just did the MIDI with a good friend of mine,
Yeah.
and the cars that you see over there, the historic cars, Lolas and Opals, and just everything. It was nice to be on track with them, you know, at the same time and see Mustangs.
But
like,
you're
well,
saying the letter E30s on the track as historic?
they had E30s.
Yeah.
Oh, they had
Or like
E30s.
set up the way ours are?
Yeah.
Oh no! Yeah, no.
Yeah, these have skinny wheels and tires. And
Yeah.
things like
No,
that.
no. They put some more tires, but they keep the body. No air on the
stock.
E30s.
Straight.
Yeah. The other thing, so I have the Opel GT. We have a Toyota MR2 Spider with a V6 in it, which would be an EC car, which is also under 2,000 pounds and massively fast. And it's not working. And then
never gonna get done.
we have a
Never.
BMW. So we have an
Oh,
E46
It's never gonna
XI,
get done.
all-wheel drive.
8 years.
8 years? No. It's just it's
8 years.
8 years. It's been
8 years. He
sitting
pulled the engine out. He's got the other one sitting there. Literally, it's about 8 hours away from finishing.
there. Actually, probably less than that.
For 8 years. 8 years. I tell you, it's a nice car. It's a good family
Yeah.
car. 8 years it's been sitting there. I come over.
Let me know when you want to come pick it up.
And he bought the engine swap. He got it everything. He got the old one out. And it's like sitting there like on a crate just ready to be like.
Ready to go.
Yeah, we just got to push it
He's
in.
like, oh, I never have time for that. Really?
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
sure his wife loves this
Oh, she
conversation
hates
right
me.
now.
She hates me.
That was a
Amy,
very nice
come on,
car.
Amy.
Amy might not be on, which is good.
We'll tell her to watch later.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul Cruz says, "Ain't no need, no arrow. Ain't need no arrow."
Well, I have to say, our splitter at the Laguna Seca at practice, we lost a splitter, and the car would not turn at all.
Yeah, if you're doing it right.
Yeah, exactly. And we put it back on, and all of a sudden,
Well, that's the one
At
that Paul
Barber,
Cruz
we had
won,
an
right?
issue that the rear end was
The what?
really
The
loose.
Mitsubishi
And
won.
he came in and he's like,
Laguna?
So I lowered the
Yeah.
splitter 1 inch, and he's like,
It
okay,
was
perfect,
a
that's
green Mitsubishi DSM thing. I don't know what the heck they call
Did a
those.
couple
So-
of engine modes out of splitter.
So we've done
fine.
An older one of his.
Over 80.
We've done like
The weight-
five things that have added 5 to 7 seconds a lap at any track.
engine.
No, there's simple things that you wouldn't think they would. Like a front splitter, we find is a second to a second and a half.
Yeah.
Because I'm a member of a thing called the Palm Beach Race Club,
Right.
and they're talk. So we have a track that we
I live
go
right
to
there.
like every other
PBIR?
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, PBIR.
Oh
We
my
test-
God, I've raced there.
Yeah,
That
we've
was
raced
the-
there.
We-
We're-
My least favorite track in the
Well, I would agree with that
Oh my
track.
God.
wait.
Terrible.
We had
tires
a
on
major
there
issue
forever.
there. We
Oh,
had a
but
motor
still.
mount that went bad, and on the back straight, there's a little rumble bit that's uneven,
Yeah.
and it would shake the
it
car
would
so
crab
bad
walk.
we all got seasick. It was so
And then it would
bad.
crab walk, and people wouldn't pass it.
Yeah.
And it would be like sideways. People like, hold.
So the things that
For 24 hours.
are 7 to 8 seconds a lap, which are real things. One is a splitter, is a second to second and a half, and it's got to be a good splitter. It can't be more than 4 to 6 inches out in front of the car, and it can't be angled more than 1 to 2 degrees down.
Right.
Second thing is a good aluminum wing Not too high and not too low. You know, we've done testing to see where the height is right, and you got to get the right height, and then you got to measure. And so we run our splitter wings at about 3 degrees, which is not a lot, but just enough to set that ass end down when we're going into hard braking, because the wing is everything. The third thing is, and I know this is going to really annoy the fuck out of people, race fuel. Fucking buy it. It costs money, but do it. Because you can move your timing up at least 10 to 15 degrees and can get you at least 5 horsepower, maybe 8 horsepower on a dyno.
Will it last longer?
It will last longer. It will last longer because the engines run cooler. Engines run 10 to 15 degrees cooler on race engine. Everybody doesn't think that.
Yeah, but you keep on blowing up engines.
We
Not anymore.
that's because the timings.
Okay.
We can go all the way to 40 degrees.
Wow.
Timing.
Is it even making power all the way up there?
Well, it blows up.
Define power.
Limited doses. So
Why you need an M20? You can go whatever time you want, and you only need 93 octane.
Yeah, I run 91.
The other thing
we were at 91.
is
I can't afford to run race cars.
all techs are not that expensive, and they allow you to adjust the timing. And between a haul tech and the fuel, you can get the miles you need to get to 2 hours. We only can run 19 gallons. So with a 6-cylinder, that's hard. So we have to run it lean.
A lot of fuel.
That's a lot.
We're like starving for food.
How do I get 19?
The other thing to do.
Let's all Google how big that tank really is.
Google it.
What's the size tank in an Eclipse?
It comes with.
They keep on talking. We're loving this.
It comes with 17.6 factory, so 19.6.
Okay.
So, and
That's
we
like
do
the
it.
19.6 now?
We run 19 because we know all of our best friends are going to check us one day. You know. And the third thing that made the biggest difference was, and I'm gonna let the secret out. You can order springs from Japan that are the exact size of yours with different weight restrictions.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Our springs, our factory, when we spring them, you know, the ones out of the mid, are 220 in the front and 180 in the back.
That's it?
That's really low.
That's really low.
Really? Oh,
That's stock.
Okay.
So basically what you're saying is that all of us that have points for the coilovers, we're fools and we should just order the one.
Well, no.
And-
If you don't know, you once told me,
as long as the diameter is the same, it doesn't matter.
dude, you once told me in a restaurant, learn to read the rule book. Do you remember that?
Rule book
guy?
says you get
What?
to
Okay,
spring in
okay.
an ideal spring, you got a quarter inch to play with, which means you got a
Now
quarter
we
inch of
run.
diameter.
Now we run 800 in the
Wow.
Yep.
800 in the front and 600 in the back
With no points. Nice.
with no points.
Well, what are your spring rates? I'm sure they're up there.
No, actually.
They're 5K front, 7K rear on the new one, 6K front, 8K rear.
What's
in the
K?
back.
What is
In
it?
America.
That's like 350 front, like 500 rear.
Those
Smart car,
5
all around?
things
Yeah.
are
350
5 to
front,
7
yeah.
seconds
That's
long.
all around?
Big fish.
Okay, yeah, you're not far off.
Big numbers.
Just the opposite because of the engine in the back. of
Yeah,
course.
we're like
yeah.
500, 800, but got a huge motion race down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar.
Well,
ride
everybody
rates.
runs a BMW. It's easy to make a BMW run.
Well, not really. You go out west and it's all Miatas.
Yeah. But they do have an advantage.
Pinatas.
There's like, out of the 40 car field, there's like 32 of them.
Pinatas.
Seriously.
Let's call it what they
Oh my
are.
gosh. I was
They
like,
kind
oh,
of bounce against each other and they go
60%
down
of
the
the
track.
hill, yeah.
Pinatas. They go down the
Oh,
track.
yeah.
and there's a couple of
You
them
see
really
that
well
picture of
built.
one of the
Well
cars
built.
that
There's
bounced
some
us
nice
on
ones
his
out
tire
there.
and jumped like 3 feet in the air?
No.
They're good
Talking
guys.
about
Yeah, they're fast.
At Coda last week, they had the Miata.
Somebody saw him
2 weeks ago,
pull
they
up,
had 45 Miatas.
Yeah, it's
Spec
Alchemy
class.
Auto Sport now. I
The
forget what they were
Spec
called
Pinatas.
at the time. But yeah, they
I
got
call them
together on
spec
tires.
pinatas.
Yeah, they
Oh,
use each other
on the
so
TV
much.
show,
They
right?
do,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they don't care.
He's got that.
They
Looks
can
like
have
his,
it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's
Yes,
the
it's
car
up in the
off the
air.
ground.
That was wild.
I mean, he's got
The guy, so they,
lot of his
I was
tires
talking
the
to
other guy's
him
door.
at Long Beach because they helped us do Long Beach with
Yeah.
their car. And he said, yeah, my driver said, hey, I need to come in. And he goes, no, you just stay out there. No, I need to come
I
in.
really do need
Like
to
all the wheels are pointing the wrong way when you landed.
Isn't there a petition out there right now for the new 93 Max fuel?
Yeah, it's one
I
of the
think he
petitions.
just made his case.
That's all the girls.
I can
The
go
girls
over
want to
that.
go to that.
I think all the poor people want to.
Yeah.
You don't have to run.
Wait a minute. You're talking about a difference of $3 a gallon.
I'm talking the difference of
Yeah.
$1,000 a weekend to run race.
$3 a gallon's a
$3 a
lot.
gallon. Where are you talking? Race fuel? Like I'm talking $2.80 a gallon for.
You
10.
do not buy 97 or 93 for $2 a
I
gallon.
run. It was
We buy
2.89. I
93.
buy
In
91.
Virginia,
from-
it's-
I buy 91.
Yeah, well, you
from
marry your
Wawa.
sister there too, but we're not talking about normal
I pay 3 cents
America.
off. And I fill up at home and I come here. I spent
more beer.
my total gas bill was $410 for the whole weekend.
All right. Well, listen. If they
Instead of
make the
1400.
rule, I'll live with the rule.
The only thing I like about the race fuel is, or at least some sort of race fuel, is that, or can fuel, is that you don't have the water issues like we have when we go to Florida.
Just put some water. Just put some free
That
water.
didn't-
Not water.
that
The
didn't
winter
work
freeze.
so good.
Add that water for the winter.
Listen,
Put a couple drops.
there's
in.
petitions. Whatever the rules are, we'll live with them. You know, that's how it is.
Yeah.
You know, we'll figure them out. But
Right.
right now, there isn't a rule
Yeah, but
on
we're
race fuel.
we're racing, right? So race fuel should be okay.
Yeah, amen. Are we going to the library? Or, you know, what the fuck? You know? We're gonna race Miatas? No. You're building a fucking MR2 that weighs 187 pounds. You're about my race fuel. He spent in labor
Yes, in labor.
$30,000.
Easily.
Yes.
So what do you care if I spend $1,000 in fuel? Do you really think that's reasonable?
Yeah.
Because you want to use your labor, and I want to use my checkbook. It's called the equalizing factor.
If I'm
And I'm
gonna race
okay
fuel,
with
I
that,
can't
'cause
get
I'll
any
come
more
out with
power
my
from the
car
base of the
and-
timing. It's already
Oh,
Yeah.
finally, I don't have to listen to people go, well, you know, the BMWs always win.
Well,
Well, they don't
wait,
fucking
wait,
win
wait,
anymore.
wait, let's
It'll
go
add more
back.
timing. It'll blow up.
Troy,
It's all good.
let's go to something else. So you guys say the BMW always wins, but the BMW does not always win when the SC300s come out. So what do you guys think of the SC300 by Lexus? By Lexus.
Well,
It's
Wow.
a good benchmark car.
yeah, I mean, we have a rule. We will never protest anyone. If somebody can beat me,
Good.
God bless them.
Yeah.
If you can fucking beat me with the money I'm wasting here, God bless you. You win, right? But when they put that fucking car in the dyno and he flips the switch and it only does 212 wheel
Well, that was a
horsepower,
Porsche, wasn't it?
whatever. You know.
Yeah.
But
You didn't
listen,
flick a switch. There was a fuse missing.
oh, whatever. But our rule is we will never protest.
Yeah.
We love racing
Yeah.
here. Win, lose, or draw, or blow. We broke 2 axles today.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
No, I don't want to. I'm not a happy camper. Because we brought in the drivers and we said, give it all you got. And I didn't realize I had this ad. And don't break the car. Yeah. You know, so they gave it all
You
they
can
got.
only have 2 things.
Yeah, they're fucking idiots. So anyways,
So you see the back of my shirt?
it says, go fast,
Don't hit shit.
don't hit it.
That second part was important to add.
Yeah, so Will, you have history of hitting shit here at
Yeah, tell us about
tell us
that.
about
So
that.
ironically, that happened on the first race where we had these shirts.
So what happened though? What happened?
No, I was not driving.
What
Who
happened?
was driving?
That was a bad.
Yeah.
That was bad. I put it down to some very strange driving by a slower car, and a misjudgment by our driver led to him touching tires and getting spun to the wall.
Oh, so he did touch somebody.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
he
a touch.
split 2 cars.
No, we split around the outside of the guy,
Yeah.
but he
There was
like,
3 cars at the beginning of the front straight.
Yeah, and so one
Oh,
guy
you
went
weren't
around the
that slow
outside, we
car
were on
he's
the
bitching
inside.
No.
No, this other car went
We're not that
really
slow.
tight to the pit wall on the exit. I don't think he ever saw us.
Squeezed you.
Driver, I was getting squeezed, thought he had cleared. He hadn't touched. Tire, caught the back of the tire, something like that, jumped him up, spun him
Pointed at the
around.
wall.
right into the outside wall, still
Yeah.
going about 85, 90 miles an hour.
So, what was your worst wreck?
Worst wreck? Well, we had one, not bad, but pretty bad at Charlotte. We had a Miata decide to drive over us.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it did.
He drove over the
tire
hood
tracks
of
on
the
the
car.
hood.
Yeah. He it was a new driver for Champ, but he, of course, thought he had a lot of experience. It was his 5th race, and went on the outside to turn right. There was no room, so he decided to push us and hit the rear tire, broke the rim, kept driving, and they're turning to the right, so wheel went over wheel, and he literally drove over the hood of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
There were
broke
some really
the oil
pissed off
pan,
guys in
2
the pit.
wheels.
That would have been a great video.
It would have.
It would have been a great video, but the cameras, the
Cameras were-
GoPros are just.
Yeah, it's flaky.
Yeah.
What was
I
your
couldn't get
worst?
mine to work.
Troy, what was your worst?
What was your worst?
And I wasn't driving.
Have you totaled a
There's
car?
probably like 3 of them, and they used the.
Have you totaled a car?
No.
No.
It's the same car the whole time.
You just
Totaled.
stretched
Yours
it.
was
Yeah,
totaled.
that thing was
Yeah.
right.
We spun around and went backwards into a tire barrier in the rain at Mosport. Me and Bill's car touched each other, went backwards into a wall at Road Atlanta, and then my car and Bill's Opel hit each other too. So I think it's Bill. But they're all not. Nothing was really major, but the car, the chassis has been hit a bunch of
So
times.
you
It's
had
getting
a
old.
super lucky failure here like 2 years ago.
Oh yes,
remember
the
that.
wheel came off.
Yeah, and I'm still actually.
I was
No,
pissed.
I'm still bitter about this because they green or they checker flagged the race early, and I was about 5 seconds.
Yes,
behind
and you were
the
catching
checker.
him. You were
I was
catching him fast.
catching
Yeah.
him, about 10
But we had-
seconds a lap, and they threw the
Jerry
checker.
was driving.
Jerry was driving in the rain, and then the MR2, the axle bolts in and it holds the bearing and everything together. And the axle at the outside with the nut and it sheared off.
Yeah.
So it was nothing. So the only thing holding the whole rear wheel on was the brake bracket.
I was so pissed.
And it was wiggling all over. So going down the straightaways, he's wiggling. I don't even know how Jerry finished, but he
Yeah.
did because he had it like that way for like 5 laps. You come in and the wheel's about to fall off, and I'm like, okay, good job.
Yeah, Troy says, "Hey, Bill, come around." You know,
Check
I think
this
we
out
finished
on the
7th or
video.
8th
You're
of
like,
that
holy
race. Too.
cow.
We finished like 7th or 8th of that race. He comes in. They put the car up on jacks. He goes, "Hey, Bill, come look at this."
Yeah, it's
like,
and there's
Troy,
like nothing there.
You
It's
guys
like
won like
I
that,
was.
right?
Yeah, we won.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won.
And we passed for set. We went from.
Yeah,
we
because
passed for
second place ran out of fuel. That was the other
that-
place.
yeah.
I was really pissed off. I was in third, closing on both of you at 10 seconds a lap.
Yeah, we're like just
And the
surviving.
margin was
You
8
realize
when they
these guys
threw the
are winning
checker
races like
at
that?
something like
Yeah.
357
No, it's so
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
I think we were
One more minute,
second.
that would have been over.
One more lap, like
We
we
were-
should have, to 4 p.m.
Yeah,
We were-
hey, another woulda, coulda, shoulda, right?
We were,
Racing woulda, coulda,
Now we'll try
shoulda.
it again this weekend.
we were at second or first at Road America.
Right.
And Michael, my son, was coming in the back, and the
Something.
nut stripped on the upper control arm. We'd broken so many fucking axles that, you know, you had to take the... And so the nut stripped, and the control arm came off, and he lost control and hit the bridge embankment,
Yep.
remember?
And it stopped that car instantly.
It totaled the car, and it broke 5 bones in his hand. He had to have surgery and all this other. That was another little expense of the business, you know. He had to have surgery, have all the bones with screws put back in them.
Yeah.
So we totaled the car there. We were
That was pretty
leading,
bad.
or it was
Yeah,
the
you were
worst
up front,
accident.
yeah.
It was the worst
Yeah, we actually
accident.
took photos of it, and we actually using that to look at how we can make the car safer too.
Our
Let's
worst
go
was
back to
not
that
bad.
wait,
LCT
Our worst was the
3000.
fire.
What was your
Yeah, we had a
worst?
fire too.
I've never wrecked one. I've had some very close ones. I've spun and gotten very close, but
I know I've told a
You're not
few
driving
people that
fast
you've
enough,
wrecked a
Paulie.
lot of cars.
You're
So
so
was that
screwed
the whole
for
time?
tomorrow. You're so screwed
Get
for
ready,
tomorrow
buddy.
after that statement.
So I had a really bad wreck. I was dehydrated. We'd done a 24-hour race. This is probably about I think 14 hours into it, 15 hours into the race, and I dehydrated, not thinking about racing for some reason. I was thinking about work while I was driving, and I kept trying to shake myself out of it. Came out of hog pen at VIR, spun the car, and it just started raining. Spun the car off onto the grass. Tried to rejoin, thinking, "Oh, this is a safe place to rejoin." I forgot about the curve of the track there, and as I came on, it snapped the car, and I almost T-boned a Mustang, hit the wall head on, and a little, probably 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. I want to say 150 miles an hour, but
Wow.
that's a cool story. But got a concussion, brain bleed, worst wreck I've ever had.
Brain
yeah, it was pretty
bleed?
bad. Brain bleed, yeah. My wife wanted me to
That's
stop
good.
racing forever, but my doctor's a Porsche guy, and he said, "Oh yeah, you're all right." So, Doc, yeah, what's your worst wreck?
Ontario Motor Speedway on a motorcycle. So came around a corner. A guy had lost his bike and spilled gas on the track. There was no flag for it, and I hit it. Almost corrected, high-sided, hit the wall with hay bales, and then the bike hit me. So last thing I remember is the in the air ambulance being hoisted out of there, and I said, "So how bad's the leg?" And he took my leg and he pointed my toes at my forehead. And that's about the time I passed out.
Oh crap! Okay, let's go talk back on the SC300.
Let's talk about that car. I mean, that car with a good driver is almost unbeatable. It's 50-50 weight.
Yeah.
It's got the horsepower. It's got the aero.
It's a Supra with
It's
leather.
got brakes.
It's
got
got
amazing
the
brakes.
brakes.
It's got tire size.
It's unbeatable.
5-gallon fuel tank.
It's got what?
Yeah, it's got a big fuel.
21.5
21, so it's got
gallons.
the fuel.
And Randy Pope says the brakes are amazing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got really good ABS.
Yeah.
So
So
Do you think that could be the pinnacle car right now to have?
It's the car to beat.
No, I think my cars are the pinnacle cars to have.
Well, you have axle issues.
Well, if
No,
the KSR builds them,
I don't know what the pinnacle car is. but
KSR.
And it's
If he
front-wheel
builds them,
drive.
Kevin, he builds.
Kevin's
Yeah.
builds really good
Yeah.
cars, you know. So
his
it's,
prep is.
The thing
Yeah,
is
he
though,
takes
the
time.
question
and they do have the
is,
two
Well,
cars.
mine-
So one is
does
like to win, and one is for the
the
rental.
weight
Yeah.
to power ratio, is the formula correct? Meaning, is the points correct? It's because it's a
It's
500 point car.
It's not really a powerful engine because we'll pull him on. Wait, I'm saying way too much.
You will?
Well, sometimes.
I think the
Some
MR2s
tracks.
are a little underpointed.
Well, we know that.
Well, they're racing now.
What is it? 150 points?
the MR2 is now 150 points.
Can't beat him. Let's make him have any too many points. Get rid of him.
You're not the
Oh, we
only
need
one
to give
going
front
fast
wheel
as me.
drive cars a discount because they're
I was the only.
Hey, how come the
bad.
E30 has 450 points?
Hell yeah.
Okay, we don't want to talk about the E30.
So the-
that
so
made my
the-
life hell last week.
So the real question is if Champ studies the number and the weight to power numbers are right and the fuel is right, then it is the car to beat.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it is. I think
But
that's.
but remember, it's got to have the right driver.
I think
Yeah.
it's
You got to
better.
have 4 good fucking drivers.
I think
You
it's a
gotta
better
have
car.
players.
Same
Yeah.
ones too. Same one, like you guys
Yeah.
do. Same.
I gotta have guys like people. Our cars are all within a
drivers,
second of each other
34.
every
What
time
are we
we
driving?
go out.
This weekend?
Yeah.
I was supposed to have 2 cars this weekend, and I didn't get it done. So
You have a
I
big
don't-
pool of drivers, right?
we have anywhere from 7 to 10 of
Yeah.
drivers, but they all do like 2 or 3 races a year.
Yeah,
so we all
yeah.
kind of.
Well, we're
We
the
actually
same
had
way.
a pool of drivers that we would
Yeah,
pull from.
yeah.
All MRT
And there's
guys.
like actually 4 of our teams that all like pool together. We all just
Yeah.
it's like 4 teams that we kind of like. I'm going here this weekend, there, and so it's everywhere. So it's kind of all over.
Nice.
And then
I
we
was
also
supposed to have
share
my other car.
technology
I was
too.
supposed to have 2 cars here this weekend, but the second car didn't get done yet, so I'm not driving this.
If you can prove that you're a good MR2 guy, that you're not going to go out
But if
there
you're
and
not
blah,
gonna-
blah, blah, we'll share a lot of stuff
And
with
you
you.
have to say in the name drive. You have to say
Yeah.
in the name disclosure agreement.
So I
Yeah,
think
it's
the
not
other,
disclosure.
I think, I think the other car
The first
to
ticket
beat.
was in an MR2. Does that count?
If you can handle a rear engine car or Porsche 911, and
Can
in
you
the
drive a
rain,
Porsche
then-
911 in the rain
then
2
you're-
inches off the guy
and-
beside you with
because
another
the
guy
car
on the other
wants the
side?
MR2
without
wants
slowing
to
it?
kill you every.
I don't know.
every
Never
time.
tried.
What do you guys
It's not
think
like
of
a
the
front wheel drive
Saab
car that's
turbos?
orange. It's like
Troy,
What do you guys think of the Saab? I think the car to beat tomorrow is the
silver.
Saab Turbo.
well, we always
Yeah,
know
that
that.
one's
frustrating.
Yeah.
that one's fast,
It's not just the Saabs
and it
are
has a
quick.
74-gallon gas tank.
Yeah, they have
They never refuel.
They
They've
never
got
refuel.
more power than anything else on
and
the track. it
they
seems
have
like.
Robin
Yeah.
Bank as the guy running the team.
Yeah,
that guy
yeah, yeah.
is insane good.
No
at-
video allowed.
Yeah, he doesn't
Nothing
allow
allowed.
video and stuff.
You
like
drive
that.
and
Can't
you-
talk.
He can figure out exactly when to
Yeah,
fuel,
he's like a-
when he needs
Yeah,
to fuel.
yeah,
I
You
know,
know,
he
you
told me
drove
I
for him.
Is he good?
What's he like?
he's like a savant, man. I mean,
He
he's
is.
really good. He really,
Yeah.
he has.
knows his stuff.
I'll
He
tell you
really
a story,
knows
and you
his
won't
stuff.
believe it. I'm in the pits with him. We're getting ready to get in the car, and at one point in the race, he says, "Okay, we're leading." Now we're in 9th place, but within 15 minutes, we were leading that race. because
Wow.
he
Good
knows
strategies and
he
who
knows
does
who's coming in and,
Yeah.
and all of that, which I would never be able to track all that in my head.
And the car weighs nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
what
true.
does that car weigh?
The
20?
silver
well,
one is not that.
It's like
light.
2,000
the
pounds.
silver one's heavy.
No, I think the red one's light. The silver one's heavier.
Like, what's that?
Probably like 2,500 pounds, I would
Yeah.
think.
It's got stupid power.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't touch a curb and doesn't break an axle, it's
Yeah.
very, very difficult to do.
Yeah.
You're an engineer. We need to talk.
Blow them away in the corners,
Yeah.
but they hit it straight away. And they
Yeah,
just
my
motor.
kids
they don't
tell
even
me-
have to drive a good line.
My kids tell me that
Yeah.
we
They don't drive good
They
lines.
drive terrible lines. They just motor down the straight and disappear.
And they're not allowed to go fast.
No. It's
Like, the cars can do a lot more than what they're doing.
apologies to
Which
whoever
ones?
Robin's driving
Robin's
cars,
cars.
but
The
those ones
Saabs.
are not very well driven. Or if they are well driven, they sure don't look like it on track. They
Yeah.
just motor away.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating when you're in another car. That's,
I'm impressed that they.
momentum's
I
down
could
there.
not, and I spent a lot of money. I could not keep those turbos working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The heat. What
There's
would
no place to
happen
put the
is-
heat.
But Saab's over engineered.
Yeah.
I know. What would happen with us with our turbos is the nuts and bolts would get so hot that they would stretch just a thousandth or two on the intake and the exhaust, and then they get an exhaust leak and then it burns some shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I finally, at the last effort, I went to Inconel nuts and bolts to hold everything together. And it would do it, but I'm like, at what cost? This
Yeah.
is, you know,
Yeah.
I
don't know
it was
how
a
they get those
one-use
turbos
bolt.
to do. Well, we used, so the very first
I got rid of
car
them. I
ever
just
ran
couldn't
in
do
was
it.
a turbo Subaru. And that thing, every single, it was, I don't know, it was like the Saabs are right now. You didn't have to know how to drive, but it would just go blow by
Boom.
everybody
Yeah.
and then you'd be leading. But it could not keep the exhaust in the pipes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the same problem we had.
Like,
it would
it
come
would
out and
always
burn a
blow
hole.
something up. It would split and it lit the timing cover on fire one time while I was
But those
driving, and
things
the
don't
turbo
break.
split and it
Right.
melted the entire wiring harness.
Do they break?
together.
You guys have
Those
questions on the
The Saabs
internet?
don't
Let us
break.
know.
That's the frustrating part.
So when they hit the curb, though, they.
Oh yeah, then they break.
You
Yeah.
gotta be careful with them.
Yeah, so the trick to the Saabs is give them racing room, but only on the curb.
So is that the trick to race against those orange cars too?
It sounds like
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it seems like they just keep on hitting curbs, breaking axles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
so,
don't pass in the corners.
so the curb is racing.
The
right?
must
number
stop
one.
jumping.
But
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Yeah,
So
Troy,
we
that's the
went
fast way
through
to
the
do it.
bus stuff.
he did. He said, "Don't pass in the corners. You just get up beside him and make him get behind you."
Yeah, exactly. You want to go back in front? Oh, well, you know, we'll pass you back in the corner and just leave you just enough room.
What do you say?
See, he's having a party at his house.
Oh,
He's got a bunch of young women on the lake and stuff like that. I think.
it's Doc,
Is that
right?
right,
On
Doc?
the weekend?
Yeah,
weekend?
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Sits out there with binoculars.
I have a question. If you could change one rule, what would you change? What would you change if you could change one rule?
Fuel capacity.
I don't think I would change any of them, because I think one of the things that's so cool about, especially working with Robin, was seeing that because of all of the rules that we have, like 5-minute mandatory in the pits for taking fuel, or if you swap a driver, you don't have to take that 5 minutes. All of these rules come into play in such a way that allows you to work all these cool strategies to your advantage to get your car out front when you have all these different cars out there. So I think something like what you said earlier. I think that the way it's structured is very good. I wouldn't want to see that changed.
What one rule would you change?
I had a similar thing. I think it's very well structured right now. I think I've got some gripes about some of the execution, some of the details of the rules, things like especially the swap formula, tweak it a little bit. I could see tweaking the points values on all the cars a little more aggressively. I'm not a big fan of being able to run race gas. I think it's just a lot of money especially for
I
people
just
who want
asked
to come
a
up with a turbo
question.
car.
Troy, what would you?
That's about it.
I would change the points in classes, which I worked on a petition, so that's
Yeah, you talked about that.
I just wanted to make it more like we're all racing. It doesn't matter. We're all in the top class. We're going for the overall. But what about the guys coming in? So I came up with the ABC, like the classes. My thought is like, okay, I want to build a Miata, get some tires and brakes, and I want to go race somebody who's there. And then later on, if I want to move up points and do more, and then if I want to do a swap, I can go all the way up to the top class. Because I mean, we all know like a stock male is never gonna have a chance, but they still want to have that battle in the middle. So I'd want to have something that more introduces, because they're not going to compete with us. I mean, that's just it. They're just not. But they still should be able to have a good battle in the middle and not feel like they're just outclassed.
So at least for me, I went and did a WRL race 2 weeks ago, and just to see how it was. And at least for me, that sort of classing is very similar to what WRL does, where it's more performance based, right? It's point structure.
Horsepower to weight, kind of.
Horsepower to weight, and then points on top of that. It's a similar structure, not quite the same, obviously. But at least for me, just doing that and racing against cars that were both higher class and lower class, it confirmed for me that I really love the single class racing in ChampCar. But so honestly, if we would change that in ChampCar, it would be indistinguishable from WRL for me.
I don't think so. I think when you go, like if you walk down the pits and ask anybody how they're doing, just do it tomorrow as a test, and just walk down the pit and say, how you doing? And ask and see what they say. They're going to say, I'm 3rd in class, I'm 5th in class. They always say in class. Now, you ask the
problem is that once you put the extra layer on top of it, now you have people building.
No, but they do. No, you don't. You guys
right.
don't.
He's 100%
I think the top 10% are going to come here. I'm 5th overall, 3rd overall. We're all going for the overall, but we're only the top 10%.
When I interview these guys during the race, they're looking at their.
Nobody's building their car to the limit of A class. They're building it to overall.
What one rule would you change?
For me, it's the fuel capacity.
Why?
Just unlimited or more or less?
Well, every car comes with different fuel size, you know. So I know, you choose your car, but some cars come with 23 gallons.
Like if you pick a Fiero that comes with 10 gallons, then you're never gonna never gonna win, no matter what.
Our car comes with 14 gallons, so if we do the 16 gallons over, it's still not enough for 2 hours.
And you have to have 2 hours to win.
M20.
You have to have 2 hours to win.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, I would disagree with that.
On a 7-hour race, you don't. But on a 14-hour race, you do.
No, you don't. You can do strategy. I've won most of my races based on strategy of people racing against me thinking that way. So I like that you think that way. Keep on thinking that way.
Do that.
I believe
We'll pit under full course yellow.
Exactly.
More times than you keep on pitting 2 hours, and let's do that.
The reason the fuel rule, I think, makes sense is because you get a Camaro or something that's got 500 horsepower. If you didn't limit its fuel, you couldn't compete with it.
Right.
Yeah, the really high horsepower cars,
you can't compete.
I'm not saying not limit, but if Mitsubishi comes with 23 gallons and we come with 14 gallons, we're in the same class.
Yeah. Or the Porsche 944 is a good example. That has 21 or 22 gallons.
Yeah,
and has the same horsepower. Some cars just put a big, like Saab, and if you get of a certain error and age,
I agree.
I guess that's just their advantage. But
I'm just saying maybe do more than two over.
Yeah, I would ask Doc, but Doc is on the board, so I'm not going to ask him that question. But the rule I would change was allow single adjustable shocks like the Coney, where you have the top adjuster on it, because I think that would.
That's not.
I don't know if people really even at our level.
I wouldn't.
They're cheaper.
If you put them on there, I don't think people are going to even know what to do with them, and it's not going to make a real difference anyway.
I think you might be able to write a rule adjustment for the Coney specifically, because adjustable shocks in general, they're too much money, and the people don't know.
But they're cheap.
Right.
They're cheap compared to buying a
one particular shock.
Yeah.
To his point about fuel, I think the fuel, like everything else, should be tied to the horsepower of the car, and it's not. See, the fuel is tied to the make of the car, not to the horsepower of the car, and that's random. So right now, the series is set up on horsepower to weight, and by the way, fuel.
No. The series the swap is kind of horsepower.
Forget the swap.
No. That's what the swaps are based on. The other cars are not based on that. The
it's random points.
It's just random points. We figured
it's
out over
random.
It's random.
We have
totally random.
We have 9 years of figuring out.
There's a formula.
It's not random. It's thought out.
Well, yes, thought out.
Okay, but my point is, fuel isn't thought out. The Fiero is a great
86
point.
BMW with 450 points. Come on, man.
Oh, not
which one?
Well, they fixed that with the platform swap rule.
Yeah, with a swap.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to end this. We said we were on for an hour. We're a little bit over.
I get confused.
We have a race to do tomorrow, gentlemen.
And
I'd like to thank you guys for showing up tonight. I think we put on a good show for these folks, and we've had fun. And Thanks, guys, for joining us. And we have a lot of folks on there making some comments about Elon. You can run the 63-liter tank. I don't know what that means.
What do we have, like at least 6 viewers? That's awesome.
No, right now we have 9, but these are
We have 9,
Yeah.
But it's all it's
Two
the
from
7
Face-
from the board
2
that are
from
going to be
Facebook and
talking
2
about it.
from
Hey, here's the good
forum.
news. I'm up to 8 Facebook friends.
There you
I feel
go.
good about that.
You're going to have more when you get home, I think.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
And I'd like to,
you.
hey, all you guys, good luck tomorrow. Everybody here
Yep.
seated here is racing tomorrow, except for moi. But good luck, Paulie. Kick their asses, all of
bro.
them. And you guys all have. You keep your
Paulie
axes on.
Yeah, Potty, who are you driving with? The Saab
It's
again?
our car. No, it's the Green Dragons.
Oh, you fixed the new one?
Yeah, John's car.
E92,
Nice.
right? E92 diesel.
That's
cheating. We had fastest time of the day.
Yes, you did.
What was your
And
fast
we
what was
weren't
your time?
even trying.
What was your
Yeah.
time?
17 something, 17
that's quick.
1.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. The next lap, he broke the fucking axle.
I think you should try it for FTD every lap.
Every lap. Every lap.
FTD.
See if you can get
If you're not getting
16.
FTD, if you're not trying.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And jump the curves, right?
Jump the
Bye,
curves.
guys. Thanks.
See you, Doc. I'll see you
Everyone's
tomorrow.
going to be pushing us into the curbs tomorrow.
I've already talked.